give an example of Smarty Cat. So let's test some listening skills. So I would like to ask Kundan Kumar. Can
Yes,
you
yes.
tell the full form of whatever he explained, Smarty Cat, or any of the 2-3 letters?
Uh, 1 minute. Actually, I listened, but sorry.
It's
Can't.
okay, not a big issue. Chintu, would you like to say something? What have you learned from Ajay's speech, or any point which you liked most? I guess I'm not audible to him.
I can hear you. I think he's having some connection issues.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's showing mute.
yeah. So the question is now transferred to Dilip Ray.
He can't hear you, Pallavi. That
Hello.
Chintu, we can hear
Hello.
you.
Yeah. A smarty cat means S for specific, M for meaningful, A for adventurous, R for realistic, or T for tangible and flexible. Cat means charity, action towards society, or action oriented, support oriented, or T for timeless, timeline and durable, timeline and deadline.
Good job, Dilip. So now it's time for me to invite our second presenter, who is Nilesh. So everyone, please put your hands together, welcoming Nilesh on stage.
Yeah. Thanks, Pallavi. Thanks, everyone. It is again my privilege to present the fifth chapter of this beautiful book, that is The Power of Focus. And the chapter's title is Building Excellent Relationships. So the chapter starts with a very inspiring and beautiful story. There is Jack, the person who is telling this story, and he was working in Canada. So suddenly he came to know that his mother, who was living in the US, got a heart attack, and he was a little worried. And he was constantly in touch with one of his best friend, Dennis, and he was looking after him, and constantly he was keeping him updated that your mother is fine, I'm taking care of her. So he got admitted in the hospital. I mean, she got admitted in the hospital by the same friend Dennis, but he was living in Canada. It was a little kind of concern for him that he wasn't able to go and take with mother. uh, so one day, what happened that he was, during the whole period, he was constantly in touch with his friends. So he was sharing one of his plan that in another 1 month we are planning to go for a vacation. Dennis is planning to go with his wife and kids, and he was very excited about that vacation. So constantly he was also sharing the same thing. So after 1 month, what happened? Jack received one call from Dennis, and he was sharing a good news that I have got a good news for you. Your mother is getting discharged from the hospital, but she is looking a little weak. So we are planning to cancel our trip, and we are going to have your mom in our house. So I and my wife has decided to keep your mom in our house until she gets cured completely. She recovers, her health completely. So after hearing this words from his friend, he was speechless. I mean, he was tuned to uh, know this fact that because for the last 1 month he was so excited, and he was planning a lot of things, and he was sharing what he is gonna do with his family, and it was long awaited vacation. He was completely overwhelmed, by hearing this, that only because of his mom he got his trip cancelled. So the last, the finishing or ending comments by Davis was that that is what friends are for. So there is nothing you should concerned about. and we are friends. So it was my duty. So this it is not a a small or message. It's a very good message that over the period of time you build your credibility, you build your integrity, your honesty, and your relationship with others. So it is very important for us to show compassion and love towards others if we really feel that someone is our friend and someone needs our care. So it starts with this chapter, and the whole chapter revolves around the building a strong relationship. So, and another thing that we might have seen many cases or many examples around us, that there are so many marriages got failed, and so this is the example is was being stated by giving one story again, the spiral, the wind spiral, the downward and upward spiral. It is kind of tornado. We must have seen the tornado and the whirlpool in the river. So what is the nature of a tornado? It the strong wind comes from the sky and it hits the earth and ruin everything and devastate everything and take everything with it to up. So, like the same way, sometimes we come across a situation where we see our relationship get failed and we are full of negativity. So, we have to understand this, why it is important, why we have to check whether we are going through the downward spiral or upward spiral. Upward spiral means sometimes, we have very good time. Everything is going good. We are full of confidence and we
Nilesh sir,
are
your
feeling
time
like
is over. Please wrap your points.
sure, sure. So we are full of confidence and we are feeling like being on top of the cloud 9. But we have to understand that if we ever came across with downward a spiral, so what got failed, we have to picture everything again and again in our mind. We have to create that story, that what happened next, what happened next, and why the relationship got failed, and why I wasn't successful in the business. I mean, it could be anything: your business, your professional life, your personal life, your relationship with your family, with your friends. So, that was the message. And the last, I'm wrapping it up with this point, that keep away yourself from the toxic people. There are so many people who always complain about the bad things happening with his life. They always see the world as their enemy. So whenever you talk to them, they try to uh, put or place all their negative garbage in your plate at every opportunity. So try to keep yourself away from this and try to be with the successful people, because the people, if you want to be successful, you have to hang out with successful people. Then only you will get positivity from them, and they will be enriching and nourishing your personality, and resulting you will be definitely successful in your life. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Nilesh sir. And I guess it is a very important topic in all of our life to maintain relationships. Now you can see how important it is. People are taking classes for maintaining their relationship, because we are already human is a social animal. So we need people, we need friends, we need everybody around us. So very important topic. And now can you Prakash, can you summarize what he has said, or any important points which you liked? Prakash, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
I guess he's facing some internet connections. So let's move to our third presenter, who is Shakti Sagar. So everyone, please put your hands together and welcome Shakti on the stage.
Am I go on to the next? So we know that nowadays facing professional
Your voice
and
is breaking up.
Yeah, I'm having.
His voice is breaking.
Yeah, I'm having a little difficulty hearing.
By Shakti, by keeping himself away from the Facebook and WhatsApp, he is always away from the internet. He kept himself confined somewhere, isolated place, I guess.
You can pass it to others, and we can, like anybody else, and we can give him opportunity again.
Yeah, I would like to call our next presenter, and we will call again Shakti when his connection problem is resolved. So our next presenter is Zach. So everyone, please put your hands together and let's welcome Zach on the stage.
I would, unfortunately, I'm very confused about who's presenting what chapter. I thought that we were reading Psycho-Cybernetics based on the WeChat group or the chat group. So I did read Psycho-Cybernetics. I did not read The Power of Focus.
Jack, it is us. So we will clarify a little bit from the next time. So if you have some learning from Psycho-Cybernetics, we would be happy to listen.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll give a speech on Psycho-Cyber. I'm not I love reading the books. I was on the wrong page there. So the Psycho-Cybernetics, I'll give like a quick summary because I think that's our next book. Really cool stuff in Psycho-Cybernetics. One of the really cool, there's a study that came out where the power of visualization is extremely, extremely powerful. And I know that we recently had Karin on here, and he talked about how he visualizes his days and he visualizes doing things the correct way. Well, they did a study with a sporting event, and I believe it may have been basketball, it may have been baseball, where they had three groups of people. Okay, they had one group of people who just shot the ball and didn't practice for a week, and then shot the ball again, and there was no improvement. There was another group of people who shot the ball and then practiced for a week and showed 25% improvement on the way that they were able to shoot the basketball. Then there was a third group of people that all they did was visualize themselves practicing and shooting and making the basketball. And guess what? Those people improved 22%. They improved almost as much as the people who actually practice. And this has been reproduced many, many times. So one of the biggest points and the most exciting things about this book is that it walks you through how to visualize yourself doing things and the power of visualizing yourself doing things in the correct way. Very, very interesting stuff. Another thing that I think that it's interesting because it has to do with your self-image. And the person who wrote this book, he was a plastic surgeon, and he would change people's looks, change people's appearances, and sometimes he would see great improvement, like from 0 to 100 in sales, right? Or it's something similar to that. And the cool thing, the other interesting thing is that sometimes he would do plastic surgery on people, and like their nose would be extremely crooked, and he'd fix it, and they wouldn't change anything in their lives. And that was because they didn't actually change their self-image along with the physical difference of appearance. So the actual plastic surgery sometimes worked because the people went along with changing their actual self-image with, for example, their nose. And sometimes it didn't, because the people didn't change their self-image. People would actually see the before and after pictures of themselves, and they would say, I don't see any difference. And then the plastic surgeon would say, well, did you see that, like, your nose is actually smaller? They would say, yes, I see that my nose is smaller, but I see no difference. And it was all because their self-image didn't actually change along with with the actual physical nature. And that's what the author of Psycho-Cybernetics started to be like, this is really interesting. This whole self-image thing is very interesting. How can we change our self-image into something that is more productive, more positive, and maybe not even need this plastic surgery? And he got to the point where he was actually turning people away and being like, well, you don't actually need plastic surgery. What you need is to change your self-image. And then he would walk people through, this is how you change your self-image. And then they would see extreme benefits, extreme improvements from doing things like, I think that one of the big things is visualization, like I mentioned, and that study with, how you can just visualize and it helps you almost as much as actually physically practicing. That's one thing. There's multiple practices that he recommends in the book. So I'd highly recommend reading this next book. And the self-image is something that's extremely important for us as we're going through this personal development journey that Ajay is leading us on. That's pretty much it. Thanks, guys. I know I shouldn't say thank you.
At least you should not, Zach. At least I'm not expecting from you. I get kind of mad when somebody says thank you, or maybe like my expectations are high when it comes to public speaking, so maybe my bad.
Thank you, Jack, and I apologize for all the confusion which you were having. And because there were only 10 chapters in the book, The Power of Focus. So that's why we have chosen another book for the other 7 people, because there are total 17 participants. And in the next time, we are going to rotate the books. So that everybody can read same book and the learning can be shared. So, well, you talked about self-image. It was a very good. Before loving others, self-love is very important. You should love yourself from inside, not the physical or the outside world. So now moving towards one participant who was Shakti. Now I guess Shakti is settled. So everyone, please welcome again Shakti on the stage.
Thanks, everyone. So my today's chapter name is Creating Optimum Balance. As we know that in today's world, it is very difficult to maintain a balance between your professional life as well as in your personal life. So if you are not able to maintain balance in your professional life and in personal life, then here is the tip that author has shared, that by implementing those techniques, you will be able to achieve your goal. So author has shared an acronym that is Be Alert. So I will be explaining the meaning of this acronym, Be Alert. So B stands for blueprint. So it is the map of your whole day activity. You can plan your activity. For example, whenever you see a very beautiful building, and you appreciate that building, but you never know how difficult it would have been for planning all the blueprint of that particular building. It requires a lot of efforts, introversion. So that is very important. You should plan your routine either day before, early in the morning, or just at the night or at the night, a day before at night. So remember, you should always plan your activity. Second thing is action. The only difference between a winner and a loser is that winner takes an action. So that is very important. When you plan things, then you have to take action on that particular important activities which you need to perform, right? Don't let that I have planned and I will be successful. You have to take action on that particular blueprint which you have prepared for yourself. The third important, be alert. A, I have told action. Then L. L stands for learning. L stands for learning. There are two essential things to become a wise man. First thing is reading a book, and second is meeting with an intellect person. That is very important. You can learn from your co-workers. You can learn from your colleagues. You can learn by observing things around you. You just have to keep one thing in mind, that you need to accept that you want to learn. Never think that you are a self-learned person. You should learn from your activity, day-to-day routine. That is very important. And reading will give you an extra boost for positive energy. Always try to learn for others. Be alert. Now it comes E for exercise. And we all know that health is wealth. So remember that we should take care of our health, right? We don't think that, that you want to, we have to become a marathon athlete, that we need to spend 4 hours on doing running, right? We are a normal people. We are a professional. So we need to just utilize 30 or 40 minutes of every day. So keep in mind, right? Most people get demotivated, like, I want to become a runner. I want to become a marathon runner. And they don't do anything. Just they will keep their rational things coming into mind, and they will make sure that I can't do exercise because I can't be a runner like, a world-class runner. So you need to keep in this mind that you are a professional. You need to invest only 30 minutes every day on your exercise. That will pay you in long term. It will help you to maintain your physical fitness. It will reduce your stress level, and it will enhance your personality. Be alert. R stands for relaxing. You don't have to work every day. You need to have a proper relaxation so that your stress level reduces. You can listen to music, you can watch movies, you can spend time with your family and friends and colleagues. Be alert. T stands for thinking. This is not negative thinking. This is reflexive thinking. What does it mean by reflexive thinking? That before going to bed, you have to visualize that what you have done good in your morning, in your routine. What should you have implemented better things in your day-to-day activity to achieve your particular goal? That is very important. So I guess if you follow this 100% result oriented, a positive system, that is to be alert. So start making goals, start making calendar, and you should check every day, right, what you have done and what you have not achieved, and you should follow this method to get success in your life. And for example, in same organization,
Your time is over, Shakti. Please wrap your points.
Sure. For example, in same organization, there are some people who are able to balance their lives so beautiful because they are smart. They are hard workers, but they are smart. They know how to prioritize their goals. They know how to do smart work. So try to do the same. Try to follow this method. That is, be always on alert. Be alert.
I'm alert. Be alert.
Shakti.
Sorry.
E stands for what you say? E stands for
Exercise.
okay.
Exercise.
Sakti, be alert.
Yeah, we all are.
Because be the change you want to be, right? That's what Mahatma Gandhi says. Correct. Just kidding.
So thank you, Shakti. Your speech was great. I guess how much you took time to settle down, and it resulted in your speech. You have spoken so well. And I would ask Deepak Raj that what you like the most in his speech and what you are going to implement.
The full program of alert, because I'm a student, it is so helpful for me. That is alert. A stand for action, and L stand for learning, and E stand for exercise, and R stand for relaxing, and T stand for thinking. So this is important for me because be alert. Any activities do the first of all think that
What about the B?
uh, B means
Blueprint.
blueprint.
Yeah, good.
Good, very
Thank
well
you.
explained, Deepak. You are listening very well. So, and now it's time for me to invite our next speaker, who is Adarsh Raj. So, everybody, please join your hands and let's welcome Adarsh on the stage. Welcome, Adarsh.
One second, Pallavi, before you invite others. One thing from speech, he talks about T. T thinking is very important, guys. When you have a goal, like you have to track it on a weekly basis, what went well and what didn't went well in a reflective. So the best way is to go to park or go to a restaurant or a Starbucks. I go to Starbucks and every week from 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, and I write down all the things which went pretty well and all the things which didn't go well, and that will give you an action item.
Yes, Adarsh, now you can start. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you, Palvi. Good evening, everyone. And today you have assigned me one chapter, and this name is chapter 3. This name is Imagination, the first key to your success mechanism. This is written by a plastic surgeon turned self-help author, Dr. Maxwell Malt. This book is a cornerstone of the self-help genre and is chock full of big ideas that can improve you to create a happier, more successful life. For imagination, set the goal picture which our automatic mechanism works on. We act or fail to act not because of will, as is so commonly believed, but because of imagination. When you have in mind that you are a great catcher, then you will feel and not act accordingly. So you imagine yourself as a great catcher. You see yourself catching the ball, and that will actually happen. According to author experiment, there was an interesting experiment with the college students. They were asked to imagine that one hand is immersed in ice water. Thermometer regarding so that the temperature actually did drop in the treated hand. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between the imagined experience and a real experience. In either case, it reacts automatically to information which you give to it from your forebrain. The author showed one example. There was a study that tested the power of mental. In the group of 3, the first group, they actually practiced the 20 minutes a day for 20 minutes day throwing free throw. And second group, no shot to practice. And third, they spent 20 minutes a day imagine that they were throwing the ball at the basket. When they miss, they would imagine that they correct their aim accordingly. The first group, which actually practiced 20 minutes a day, improved in scoring by 24%, and the second group, which had no shot to practice, showed no improvement. And the third group, which practiced in their imagination, improved in scoring card by 23%. You act and feel not according to the what think we are really like, but according to the image your mind holds of what they are, you have certain mental image of yourself, your world, and the people around you, and you behave as though these image were the truth, the reality, rather than the thing they represent. Now one question arises, how does the knowledge now help you? Because of your automatic goal striving mechanism, with imagination you can create the desire and result, and your success mechanism will lead you there. It only needs a target to shoot at. So a second question, how can you do that? Maxwell Maltese encourage us to exercise our imagination for 30 minutes a day. You should close your eyes. Let's say you want to improve your catching in baseball. Now imagine the desired picture as vivid. Pay attention to the small thing, sights, sound, objects. At last but not least, let's repeat it again. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined experience. That's all. Thank you.
Adesh, you were well prepared today and you were to the point. You explained everything very well because I have not read that book, but I am able to understand whatever things you mentioned. So I would ask Hira. Hira, would you like to share something from other speech, whatever point you have liked?
Yeah, sure. Others has mentioned very well all things, and I got 1 or 2 points which are very important for me too, and everyone will enjoy this. When he told that everyone should pay attention to small things regarding achieving the goal or target, we generally miss those things. We are just targeting the focusing on the main points, but we miss the small thing. That is very important. He has mentioned in last. And one more thing he mentioned, power of mental. What he said, if we work for 20 minutes or 30 minutes per day, physical practice, and if we practices 20 minutes physical as well as mental preparation, like thinking, he told that how can we imagine the proper picture of the target and then practicing, that will be more beneficial to us. Thank you.
Good, Hira. So now I would like to invite our next presenter, who is Kundan Kumar. Kundan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so please go ahead and everyone please put your hands together and let's welcome Kundan. He's our new participant. It is going to be his first presentation.
Guys, and see, don't have to tell you all the time that you should clap. You know, that's a it is a blessing for us, and we should be.
Okay, thank you guys. So my chapter is the self-image, your key to a better life. According to author, how our inbuilt creative mechanism made as a success mechanism rather than a failure mechanism. It is full way of learning, practicing, experiencing, and new habit of thinking, imagination, and acting, so that we build a perfect realistic self-image. Self-image is golden key for achieving better life because our behavior are based on our consistency of life. If you are considered a certain type of person, you act like that. If you consider a failure person, then you find some way to fail. In last, I am going to add one line: with positive thinking and positive self-image, you can get anything what you want. And 1 minute. That's my speech for today. Thank you guys. And in last, I have one question. What is your self-image?
My self-image is highly energetic, people-driven, goal-oriented, determined. That is more than enough, or you need more answers.
No, it's enough.
All right, others can also answer, like Pallavi, what is your
Yeah, mine is like a brilliant person. I am always energetic and cheerful. I live my life full and I do not I'm going to explain my chapter, then I'll tell how I am. So other people can answer about the self-image.
Yes.
I am always ready to learning something from anybody and any.
That's good.
Myself may be doing hard work and achieve more.
All right. Maybe Pallavi, you can pass it to next.
And I also would like to share something. I'm very ambitious and try to achieve everything in my life as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Good, Hira. So now it's time for me to invite our next presenter, who is Prakash Kumar Badal. Welcome, Prakash, on the stage. He is also a new participant. It is going to be his first presentation. Prakash, please unmute yourself.
I have unmuted him though, or he has to unmute. Prakash, can you unmute yourself? Oh yeah, good.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pallavi ma'am. Actually, my chapter, I was assigned a chapter that is rational thinking. So, according to the authors, meaning of the rational thinking is.
Hello.
प्रकाश अपने हेडफोन को नीचे रखो.
Keep your headphone down.
Yeah. Now you can start.
Meaning of the meaning of the rational thinking is ability to consider the relevant variables of the situations and to do the access, organize and analyze the relevant information. Example, facts, opinions, judgments, and the data to the arrive at the sound of the conclusion. So, to the point. To the point, so cybernetics is about using the rational and the logical considerations thinkings to the change negative beliefs into the positive and working ones. So the automatic mechanism that human beings have is also what Sigmund Freud calls the unconsequences. This mind has no will of its own, and it only acts accordingly to your present ideas and beliefs concerning yourself and your relation to your environments. The consequences only works with the information you give. You give it in the forms of the ideas and goals, pictures, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Prakash. And there was so much of noise. So better next time just try to be in a place where it is noise free.
Yeah.
Okay. So
good. Just to make the noise.
Yeah, good. So next presenter is me only. So everyone, you can welcome me on stage.
Welcome. Unmute yourself.
Sorry. Now I am audible.
Yeah. Please.
Why is it happening? A very good evening to all of you and good morning to those who are in America. So mine is chapter 2 from the power of focus, and it is very important chapter. The name of the chapter is, it's not about hocus focus. It's all about focus. Focus on the activities which you do brilliantly, and by doing which you can produce those extraordinary results. Because when you will start doing the things which you love, you are going to put your 100% into it. And at the end, ultimately, they are going to be rewarding to you. See, God has blessed each and everyone with some hidden talents. We all are having some God-given talents. It's our responsibility to identify those talents. Discover your brilliance. Just find out the things in which you are good at or you are at extraordinary. It takes years for people to identify their talent, and there are some people who are never able to do it, and eventually they start living life which is not at all fulfilling. The author has mentioned many examples, and one example which I would like to share with all of you, we are well aware of a very well-known actor comedian, Jim Carrey. He is paid around $20 million for a movie. He has a unique quality. He can rotate his body and his face according to in the most unusual positions. So it is his talent. At the early stage of his career, he also faced some challenges. He didn't got chance in a movie, and the road to stardom was full of challenges. There was a time for 2 years he took break from the movies, and at that time he was being offered to the dramatic roles, but he was so focused on and he believed about his comic intelligence that he's believed his comic brilliance that one day he is going to achieve it. And at the end we can see that because of his focus he is able to achieve what he is now. So the learnings and takeaways, like, what you can do is you can list down your weekly activities on a sheet of paper and then rate them on the scale of 1 to 10, and accept that everybody has weakness, so you also have it. There are some activities which you can't complete, in which you are not good at, but the important point is there are certain activities which are draining your energy, so and they are not, you are also not liking them. So instead of wasting your energy over there, you can actually do those things in which you are good. Secondly, ask yourself another point which author mentioned, that whether you are a starter or a finisher. See, starter are those people who are enthusiastic, who are energetic, who are always with new projects and new ideas. But the problem is that they start things very well, and after some time they feel boring, and after they don't finish those things properly. Whereas finishers are those people who love to finish projects. They don't like any kind of pending works. They finish things nicely. So if you are a starter, like I am a starter, I am always energetic, but I do not complete my things at the end. So what? So if you want to release your that guilt, you should find a finisher. For example, if I am running a small business, so in that small business, what I am doing, I am making phone calls to customer care, I am providing support, I am taking orders online. So these are the things I actually don't like. So what I should do, I should hire a finisher. I should hire a person who can do all these roles. And in the same time, what I can do, I can use my that time and energy in enhancing my business, in making all, how to make my business big, how to expand it. So in this way you can decide. And the author also talked about a 4D formula, which is helpful in not losing focus. First is dump it. So decide not to do it. If you are doing something you are not actually, it's not necessary, just dump it. Second is delegate it. In the same example, like I have explained, you can delegate it to somebody else. Let him do the work and let him finish. The third is defer it. Schedule a time. If you want to do it, schedule a time and do it later. For example, Ajay has given a challenge to finish that book in 3 days, in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I have already lined up some things for my weekend goal. So I have delegated it. I am going to finish that book on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I want to do it, but time is now, it's not the time. The fourth point is very important. Do it. Do it right now. Don't make excuses. Give yourself reward. When you complete it, give yourself reward, then you have completed. And there are some other things which author has mentioned, which are by which we lose our focus. Any old habit, we watch TV, we are spending some time on social media, playing some online games. So in that way, we are draining our lot of time and energy over there. So same thing we can do, we can take a 7 days break, 10 days break, so that that habit can be not, if it is not going completely, at least you are able to get control over it. Another is other people. There are some co-workers, some friends who visit you often, who calls you often all the time, and you a lot of time is getting wasted. So please learn how to say no, because you have to be focused on what you really want to achieve. Implementation, which I am going to personally implement in my life, is I'm going to write down the activities which I do daily and weekly. Then I'm going to rate them on the scale of 10. Then I am going to rate, after rating, I'm going to cut down those activities which are actually draining my energy and are not necessary. Another implementations is like same like the doctors. They have an appointment time. In the morning, they see you from 9 to 11. In the evening, they see you from 5 to 8. Similarly, I'm going to decide my time. On that particular time, I will be only available online, or I'm going to use my social media or something like that. So these two implementations I'm going to do after reading this chapter.
Thank you, Pallavi. Very well done. And let me ask you, I gave 2 challenges to this group. One is 15-day challenge and one is 3-day challenge. May I know how many are able to keep it up to 3-day challenge? I think Pallavi, you are not, because you said you are a starter. Sakti, how about you? Oh, you are? Okay, you are finished?
I did one.
Okay.
I'm in the process.
All right.
Yeah, under process.
The time is still 12 p.m.
Yeah, I have more than 2 hours still.
All right. So guys, first of all,
I have 50 days.
Sorry, 15 days challenge you are on?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody, first of all, Pallavi, great speech, very well prepared, and all the point came across to me. And again, she asked whether you are a starter or a finisher. I'm a finisher.
I'm going to implement the 40 rule.
Right. I cannot tell you that the amount of happiness you will get once you are reading the last chapter of the book at 11:53 p.m. Right. And to be finisher, you have to, as Pallavi said, you have to be very smart. You have to like say no to the things, right? If I have a goal, no to the things. I know that on Friday afternoon, if my phone is on, I will get 100 calls. So the first thing I do is I keep my cell phone in bag, and that too in airplane mode at 5 p.m. so that I can finish my goal and then I can take a call, right, tomorrow. So that is something to look forward to, right? And when you are taking a challenge, it is like do or die. Understand it. If not, what you said, delegate it or defer it, right? That you next 3 days. That also works for me, right? Hope,
for the formula.
Right. And funny thing would be
for 15.
Everybody will tell, yeah, I have accepted the challenge, and you will at the end you will ask, hey, have you started it? I have to start. Guys, if it is 200,
yeah. So Ajay, for 15 days challenge, almost 4 days it has passed and I have not used Facebook.
Then you are good. So if you have a challenge, then you should not be starting at the end, right? There are 224 pages, and you are not doing speed reading that. You can read it. Right?
No, I have completed 4 chapters.
How many?
4 chapters.
6 more remaining, right? And those are just kidding.
Let's see.
Yeah, but the good thing is you guys have started accepting the challenge, so that is always great. Be a finisher, not a starter, you know. I think Pallavi, you have some announcement to make. I think we are right on the time, or maybe Deepak to present, right?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, because Deepak has requested. So Deepak, just try to wrap up in a small span of time.
Right.
So everybody, please welcome Deepak on the stage.
Thank you everyone to give me a golden opportunity. The chapter 9, taking decision, decisive action, is written by, as we know, that Jack Canfield. First of all, I would like to start with the word procrastinating. It means that to put off and to delay taking action and to wait until later. And there are the good reasons you may be procrastinating. First, you are bored, you are overwhelmed with the work, and your confidence has slipped, and you have a low self worth. You are doing work you do not really enjoy, and you are easily distracted or just downright lazy. By these six good reasons, by only say that be energetic. Do not focus on the lazy type of the work. Be always energetic. Do not think the over and the only focus on positive things which you give and the which you highlight you. And now coming to the next topic, that is active decision making. By this, as we know that everyone's mind coming to thought, that is positive and negative. But you have the right to choose which thought, that is positive and negative. But I suggest that you only choose the positive, because if you choose the positive, you go in the right path, and otherwise you go to the wrong path. So, and in author say that the two formula. Then the first formula is the TADA formula. TADA, that means T stands for think, and A stands for ask, and D stands for decide, and A stands for act. This is the first formula. And by this say that first you think, then ask ourselves how to implement, how to decide, and then decide, and then act in environment and yourself how to do. And the second formula is called the problem solver. By this we can solve the problem. You can take the active decision making. Now I am coming the some points. There are the basically three things in life that can renew. First, of power, and the sixth and third is greed. For powers, in sense, author say that observe the detectors and the meanwhile of the world. And the six usually say that usually with too many people. The number one example being that is called what in general life politics. And the greed is the unhealthy pursuits of too much money, often at the cost of the someone else. Now basic rules for creating the wealth, that is the remember that patience is the virtue. As we know that be patient, and simply money should not far more than the simple reproduce itself. Never forget the secret of the creating riches for oneself is to create themselves for the others. Make success with the single word. You remember that. I request everyone to remember and focus then that line. Make success with a single word, that is called love. Make success with a single word, that is called love. At last but not least, 5 things highly focused to people do. We set very specific and the clear goals, and we create a strict schedule for themselves, for ourselves, and they are clear about their purpose, what to do. Be clear, not in focus in the mixing type. Be clear, and they are the intensely action oriented. They are the opposite of multitasker. Do not focus on the multi. Be focused on the only one task. After you complete it, go to the other task. Then thank, and have a nice day.
Great, Deepak Raj. And you have explained in a very good manner. Today you were using hand gesture and you were looking confident. So all
Deepak,
the best to you.
What are the three things to problem solving? Power, greed, and third?
Third is power, greed, and third is sex.
Third is? What third? What
Sick.
You said? Sick.
Sick.
Sick. SAK.
Yeah, and
No.
really, I loved the Tada ones actually. Think, act, decide. Think, act, decide.
Think, ask, decide, and act.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Ask.
Think, ask, decide, and act.
Yes, Jalal Bhaiya.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Deepak. Very well done, and we really appreciate you for your hard work for this speech. I mean, for all the presenters today, right, Pallavi?
Yeah, everybody has prepared so well today, and everybody was prepared, and it was a very good meeting. And before ending this meeting, I would like to tell Jack, because he was not present yesterday. So some of the pointers which we are going to implement in our next meeting, that we are planning to transfer some of the speakers on Saturday. So that everybody can get chance to speak, because everybody is not getting chance to speak on Sunday, because there are already 12 participants and number of participants in the group is 21. So for the next meeting, we are going to transfer some speakers on Saturday as well. So everybody is going to get chance. And YouTube videos are already uploaded. I have shared the link, so you can go through, everybody, the new joiners as well. You can go through and check out the videos of our last speeches. And I'm going to I have taken email IDs. In a day or two, I'm going to create an Excel form. In that form, what we are going to give an opportunity that everybody can fill up that form, that who want to speak. If you are prepared and if you want to speak, like for it should be like first come, first serve. So for the Saturday roles, for the project roles, on the chapters also on Sunday, you can easily go there and you can write there that you want to present on that day particularly. So these are the two new things which we are going to implement from the next meeting. Ajay, you want to add something, or is it
I think is it, and we would like to hear from Chintu, since he is here for the first time. How you liked?
Yeah.
Are you still with us, Chintu? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Yeah. How did you like meeting?
I feel very well. I feel very well this meeting. This meeting is really wonderful. I'm so happy to join this. Yeah.
All right. So Pallavi, you can have a call with Chintu whenever you have some time, and after that you can add him into WhatsApp group. All right.
Yeah, sure, Ajay.
Awesome.
So I would like to thank everybody for attending today's meeting. Hope you all had some good fun and learning. I would like to close this meeting. So enjoy the rest of your evening. See you in the next meeting. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.